Good morning, everyone. Welcome to ArtFul's Connections. I hope everyone having a great day. Happy Thursday. Again, thank you for joining me today, especially for this mini lesson. Thank you again for tuning in. Love having you here. Just to take a couple minutes before we get hopping right into our activity. Again, if you have any highs or anything you would like to share, anything positive, I will love to know about it. So far, my high is that it's Thursday, so that means it's one more day away from Friday. So I hope everyone is looking forward to the weekend or just looking forward to this beautiful weather that is supposed to come this weekend. I really love how it's already summer. Or is it supposed to be spring? But either way go, I'm loving the cool breeze and seeing the trees blow in the wind. If you have a favorite season that you would like to share with me or a high, I would love to know. All right. Again, really appreciate you all being here for me and tuning in for the lesson. Comment below if you have any highs and if you have a favorite season. I would really like to know. If you're having any issues with anxiety or feeling depressed or so forth, again, you can always practice the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method, or you can always take a couple minutes for yourself. So that means turning off your phone, reading a book that you like, taking a walk, calling a friend, or my personal favorite, actually taking a arts and craft project and making a complete spin on it. So for example, maybe you really love painting, but for this activity you may try something new, may experiment with something like color pencils or yarn. I love how we're sharing our highs. Yes, a nap will be perfect right now. I wish I could take a nap. I really do. Yes, and I hope if you're starting anything new, maybe online classes or a new hobby or anything, congratulations on branching out and doing those things, and I hope you reach your full potential. Like, I'm really proud of everyone that are doing something new, starting something new, or just trying to finish their goal. Thank you so much, and thank you for sharing your high. All right, so since it is a mini lesson today, I am actually going to hop right into the material list. So for this lesson, you will need yarn, and you can have different types of yarn if you want to. You can have the chunky yarn, you can use the frilly yarn, you can even have the same colored yarn if you want to, but I'll be using two separate colors to show you the warping line compared to the weaving. All right, a roll of tape, a pencil, or a marker, and then last but not least, a pair of scissors. All right, so and you already know for this lesson, you always need cardboard. All right, again, I should definitely do a lesson on 1,000 ways to use cardboard boxes. All right, so when you have your handy dandy cardboard, you can cut it into a rectangle, a square. It could be small, medium, or large. So this is the square that I have, and I'm actually going to cut it down a little bit smaller. So again, you will need some cardboard and a pair of scissors. If you ever worked with 3D items or so, what has been your favorite thing working with these items? Like, what's been your favorite mixed medium project? I would like to know. Thank you again for tuning in. Hellos. All right, so just a refresher on the materials that you will need for this lesson. You will need a pencil, some yarn, and you have two different types of the same. A roll of tape, lovely cardboard, a marker, and again, scissors. All right, so this right here, that what we're creating with the cardboard, we are creating our loom. Okay, we're creating a loom. So you can keep your cardboard this size if you want. So it can be medium, it can be small, or it can be large. But make sure that you have it in some type of square or rectangle. Alright. Alright, so I have cut my cardboard down into a square. It's kind of the size of a coaster right now, and this is going to serve as my loom. Alright, so when you have your shape cut out, you're going to take a pencil or a Sharpie, and you're going to begin to make notches at the bottom of your loom and the top. Alright, so you're probably wondering, how long should it be, or how short should it be, or how far apart? Alright, so with the spacing of your loom, notches, they should be about a centimeter or two apart from each other. Alright, and your line right here should be probably about a centimeter lengthwise. Alright, so have your loom, place it down, and you're just going to make small notches at the bottom. It doesn't have to be too long. It just has to be long enough for the yarn to actually stick in there. Alright, so again, each of your notches should be about that much far apart. Alright, so about a centimeter or so apart. Okay, you're always welcomed as well to use a ruler to make sure your lines are straight, or you can use your leftover cardboard and line it up. Alright, so cut your cardboard to a size that you desire. Then we're going to start making notches on our loom. Okay, so here's my bottom, and I'm going to do the same thing on top. Fun fact about the lines, if you want them to be even, you can again use your cardboard and line them up like a ruler. So like that, to make sure that they're even, or you can guesstimate. But if you want your weaving to actually be the best it can be, you'll try to line up your top marks to your bottom marks. Thank you again for everyone that's tuning in. I hope you're having a lovely Thursday. I miss seeing people, so it'll be great whenever everything in the world clears up. Okay, so again, I am taking my cardboard and I'm creating those notches right here, so they're lining up. So I did the bottom, and now I'm doing the top. Okay, I'm still doing my notches. I know I asked earlier, but right now, if you want to comment and tell me your favorite season, I would love to know. Because currently, I am loving the summer, loving the spring. Cannot wait till I'm able to enjoy it. Alright, so I have my bottom notches lined up with my top notches. Alright, now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut along that black line. Alright. I hope everyone is having an awesome possum morning. I hope you all had an opportunity to sleep in a couple minutes, or have a great breakfast, or even go to a cool place. I'm really happy that we're all being very flexible with the circumstances that we were given, and I hope we're making the best of it. Alright, so right now I took my scissors and I cut along that black line. Alright, and you should do that on the top and the bottom of your cardboard loom. Alright. Alright. So again, you cut along that line right here. I hope that everyone's able to tune in. I know it may be a little chaotic with my background sound, but I am currently taking a break, alright, to do my stress reliever, alright? So when you have your cardboard cut down to cardboard notches cut down, they should look something like this, alright? So like kind of little teeth, just like that and like that. You're going to take a colored piece of yarn. It can be the same color, it can be a different color, but I am going to use this color for my warping, alright, for my warping loom to get started. Alright, so the warping part is literally the strings that hold the weaving together, okay? So take your yarn, make sure that it is long enough to actually wrap around your whole loom, okay? So the yarn length may vary. If you have a larger loom, you may need more yarn. If you have a smaller loom, you may need less yarn, okay? So either way go, when you get your desired length, you're going to cut it off. Then you're going to take your end right here. You're going to take your notch and you're actually going to stick it right between the first little teeth, okay? Alright, when you turn your loom over, you should see a little tail. With this little tail, you're going to take your tape and you're going to tape this down, okay? Alright, with the amount of tape that you have, you can add 2 more pieces if you want. But you want to make sure that it's secure and it's not moving. Okay, just like this. Alright, so when you have your warping string taped down and secured on the back, you're going to repeat that step where you're wrapping the yarn and sticking them into the teeth, okay? So you're kind of tucking it in, and this is how the back of your loom's going to look, and this is how the front of your loom's going to look. Make sure that you pull as you're going to make sure that it's tight, okay? Okay, so you just keep wrapping it around and tuck, wrap, tuck, wrap, tuck, okay? And you should be doing that for your top and your bottom, okay? Wrap, tuck, wrap, tuck, wrap, tuck, and then wrap, okay? So on the back of your loom, you should see that there's a little bit extra. You're going to cut off the remainder of your yarn and you're going to secure that tail to the back of your loom, alright? Alright, it seems like the best number that works with this type of weaving is an even number, okay? So make sure if you're doing your extra notches or you're doing your notches right now, that is an even number, okay? So you just cut off the extra, this little tail right here, you're going to tape it down. Okay, just like this. Okay. Okay. Do not worry if you tape over some of your backing, because our final step is going to just require us to cut it off. So you don't have to worry about covering these other strings up. Just make sure that your tails are secured, okay? When you have your tail secured and everything is taped down, you can begin your weaving. So we already have our loom and we already have our warping. Now it's time for our weaving string, okay? So with this string, you're going to make sure that it's a good length. So it can be super long, super short, but again, just make sure that you have enough to start your first row, okay? Let's say that you are using this lovely color right here, but you decide that you want to add a different color, or you run out of string and it's too short. You can always take the string that you cut before and the extra string that you want to add, and you can actually tie them together. All right, so you will crisscross right here like an X. You'll tuck it under, so it's wrapped around each other, two ends, cross again, and pull it through. So again, this is how you attach extra string if you cut your piece too short for your first row, or you wanted to add different colors to it, okay? So you're just creating that simple little knot, okay? I'm going to keep my string like this because I will actually like to make two different colored weaving, all right? When you have it tied, you're always welcome to cut off these little extra little arms right here. Boop. Perfect, okay? So when you have your color secured or your string cut, you're going to begin weaving on your loom, okay? So one way you can start, you can just take your yarn and you can start going over, under, or you can take your extra cardboard right here. You can cut a small piece that kind of looks like a raindrop, and you can use this as your needle as well, okay? So if you're having any issue stringing the yarn through your weaving, through your loom, just like with your hand, you're always welcome to create like a little eye, a needle. So you'll cut like a teardrop shape out of cardboard or plastic, or you can even use a paper clip, but either way, it has to be in the shape of like a raindrop. You'll feed your string through it, and then you will continue your pattern of over, under, okay? So that's just if you need a needle, but I am going to actually just do it with my hands. All right, so this is my first one, and I'm going to tuck it under, just like this, and then I'm going to go over, okay? Under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, okay? So the pattern or the technique for this, you'll just go, you can go over, under, or under, over, okay? Whenever you have your first one done, you're going to move it down to the bottom of your loom, okay? Just like this. And you're going to pull it through. Okay? All right, when your bottom row is secured and moved down, you're going to take the end of the string that was over here, and you're going to repeat the process, and you're going to go this way. The only thing that's going to change, instead of going under, over, or under, over, or over, under, you're going to actually switch that pattern. So you're going to do the opposite. So for this first row, I went under, over. Now I'm going to go over. I'm going to go over, under, okay? All right, over, under. But if you notice that this does not have a string wrapped around it, make sure that you stay on track and all your warping lines are in the string, or are in the weaving. Okay, so I noticed that when I went over that I left this piece out. So make sure that all your pieces are in your weaving, okay? So I'm going under over again, okay? When you get your second row, you're going to repeat it again. Pull it through, make sure it's tight, move it down, and then repeat. So it's kind of going to create like a kind of zigzag pattern as you're going. Okay. This design is really cool for kids that are practicing motor skills. It's also a lovely thing you can take on the go. Weaving wise, I feel like kids really enjoy this, and also too, they make lovely gifts. If you make enough of them, they can definitely serve really good coasters, or they can be really good like baby doll mats, baby doll blankets if you make them large enough. Again, it depends on the artist and wherever their creativity takes them. Okay, so I weaved my yarn through. I'm going to pull. Okay, make sure that if you left some extra in right here, that it doesn't get attached in this. Alright, but you're going to pull it through, and at this very moment, it's just snatch. Okay, so it's just snatch at the end right here. Alright, move it down. Okay, and then we're going to repeat that process of under, over, because we got to make sure that we get all our warping lines in our weaving. Okay, so I'm just repeating this step over and over again until I fill up my whole loom. All right, thank you everyone that are tuning in right now. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry that you cannot see the project, but I am making sure that you see each step I'm doing. Okay, so remember to make sure that you move your rows down. Okay, make sure you move your rows down and you follow that pattern, and all your warping lines are in the weaving. Okay, pull it. Wow, gravity. Pull it through. Alright, it snatched. Alright, and you can kind of see that it's already starting to form a little mini pattern. Okay, I hope everyone's having a lovely day. It really means a lot to me that we're also taking advantage of self-care. So if you haven't had a chance to check in with yourself, please do. Okay, I am taking my weaving yarn, and again I am repeating the same steps over and over. Okay, these projects are really cool too. You can also make friendship bracelets with this type of technique, but again the only difference will be that instead of having a square or rectangle loom, you actually have a circle, because in the middle of it, it'll like weave together. Alright, so I'm going to keep going. I am on my 4th row. Okay, and I am going over, under, over, under, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. Okay, whichever technique works best for you. Just have to make sure that we have all our warping lines in our weaving. If we do not have all our warping lines in our weaving, when we actually cut this off our loom and tie the bottom, it's not going to hold it together. Okay. Okay, and you just keep on going. Alright, cool. You know you're doing it right when you pull it all the way through and it gets caught right here. Okay. Then I'm going to go over, under, over, under. Okay. We gotta make sure that you're also continuing your pattern. Because again, if the weaving is not secured on the warping, it's going to all fall apart. Okay. Okay. Pull through, move down. If you haven't had a chance to do so, I would love to know, what is your high today? Maybe you're going for ice cream later. Maybe you got um, maybe you got a new puppy. I know that a few friends are starting some classes. Congratulations. Alright, I would love to know your highs today. Okay? So I just went under, and I'm going to go over and keep continuing that pattern. Alright. Alright. Fun fact about the weaving, if you pull too tight, you will start creating that hourglass figure, and we do not want our middle to be pinched in. All right, so make sure that you pull it enough to secure the warping and weaving, but not too tight to a point that it starts to buckle in and then out. Yay! That is definitely a really good high. Anytime that you can be creative at work or at home or just when you're just outside is always a beautiful time. Always a plus. Okay. Alright, I'm still doing my under over pattern, and then you can also alternate them. So that means you can change them each row that you go. So you can go under, over, and then over, under. So this is what I'm doing right now. Still weaving it. And try not to pull it too hard because we do not want that hourglass shape. So you just keep repeating that process until you are done. Okay. All right. And then you pull it through. Oh, as I'm sitting here thinking about my process as well, I would like to share my high. A lovely student made this cool bracelet for me. Her favorite beads are the ones that look like they're glass. Okay? So, again, you're always welcome to change your pattern. but just make sure that your weaving is secure. Fun fact about yarn, you can just do so much with it. So if you ever decide to make bracelets with yarn, or to make hats or blankets or stuffed animals, I send you all my love and energy because I know for a fact it's going to turn out super cool. All right. I'm going to do 4 more rows, and then I'm going to show you how you're going to finish it off. Okay? But again, if you're deciding to do the whole thing, remember to start at the bottom and then work your way to the top. Thank you again, everyone that are tuning in for my mini lesson. I really enjoy the support and love. Okay? If you skip any warping lines, it's not too big of an issue, but it'll be better if you go back and redo that row, because again, we want to make sure that each of these warping lines is covered. Okay. Okay. Pull it through. Push it down. Just like this. Alright. Alright, and again, you just keep repeating this process. I'm sorry that I may not be talking as much, but again, we're just repeating the same process. So I don't know what to say besides repeat. Alright. I'm going to do 2 more rows, and then we're going to wrap it up. Actually, I might do 3 more rows. This is so much fun that I really do not want to stop. How many people are actually getting outside today? I hope everyone's having a chance to enjoy the cool weather before it gets up to like 90 today. Okay. Alright, under, over, and pull, move down. Alright. Under, over, over. So again, if you're having any issue like stringing it through, you're always welcome to use like a plastic little like needle tool that I showed you that's in the shape of a raindrop, or you can do what I'm doing. When I'm weaving it, I am actually pulling this string up to give it a little bit of room. Aww. I love hearing about pet stories. If you have a cool pet story, I will love to know about it. Please let me know. Even if you have a pet at home, what's their names? Do you have a cat? Do you have a dog? Do you have a bird? A snake? Who knows? But watching animals sleep is so cute. Alright, friends. So with our weaving, we just a quick little step on the way you actually get your weaving off. After you finish all your rows, you will take your scissors, you will cut down the middle on the back of your loom, just like this. Boop, 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 boop. All right, so you can see right here, cut down the middle, just like that. Untape your ends or your tails, and you're going to slowly take them off of your cardboard loom. All right, just like this. Slowly, slowly. Make sure that we're not just yanking them off, because we do not want them to fall apart. All right. Okay. All right, so what I usually do, I just take off the bottom first, tie the bottom, and the way you tie the bottom is you take two strings that are next to each other and you knot it together. Take two strings that are next to each other and knot it together, and you should have cool little fringe at the bottom, and you repeat that step at the top. Okay, so you'll make a X. It's kind of similar to how we tied the two strings together earlier. You're going to make an X. You're going to tuck it under. All right, like this. You're going to pull, and you're going to make a knot. Okay, just like that. And then you repeat that for all of them, for the bottom and for the top. You are always welcome to cut these off or add extra beads and rhinestones or details. And you're always welcome to cut these off as well. Just remember to slowly take them off your loom, and also to make sure that you secure the warping lines and tie them together. Okay? Thank you so much, friends. I really appreciate everyone tuning in and enjoying my mini lesson. Thank you so much. I hope we're all having a awesome Thursday. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone again. I hope we all enjoy making our mini weaving projects. Have a awesome Thursday. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you so much. Bye.